Hey, I wasn't intending to do a video until I'd gotten most of my to-do list done, but yeah, I've done a little bit, and I like showing it off a bit. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing these videos, right? I would just play by myself and wouldn't tell anyone what I was up to. Anyway, so just I'll try and be quick today. I know I ramble like ramblers, but so the laser drill is doing quite well because we're making mass amounts of power. It's constantly running and yeah, constantly getting us ore. I've taken a couple of rows of ores out of here already, and just to try and keep it churning along. So we definitely need to set up the process to get these things going. So in order to do that, I was like, oh, do I set up another storage system here for all those ores and things? And I thought, nah, with the dimensional transceivers and stuff, there's no reason not to kind of centralize as much stuff as I possibly can. So I've been cleaning that up. If we go have a look, so you can see it took me about an hour to craft, just to craft all the storage upgrades and stuff. You can see they've all got void upgrades, they've all got 3 emerald upgrades, so I'm not exactly sure how much that will hold, but for example, we've got 45,000 iron ingots in there. So if I have a look, so we've got 3 emerald storage upgrades and 1 void upgrade, and I've got 1 slot left. And what's going in that slot is, let's see if I can find it actually. Yeah, is the this one, the status upgrade. So what that does is it adds a progress bar to the bottom of the storage drawer to tell you how full it is to capacity. So yeah, I thought that would be awesome. It requires a bit of crafting to get those, to make those, and they're kind of the extra candy, right? I don't need it for the functioning of the storage, whereas the void upgrade and the storage upgrades are needed so that we can hold a hell of a lot, and then the void upgrade avoids duplicating things across things. So you can see how empty it looks at the moment. I haven't finished sorting it out. As you can see in my inventory, I've still got a lot of storage upgrades and stuff in here to do it. I'm just getting a bit tired and be going to bed soon, but I figured I would create a video before I went to bed just to show it off because of some of the stuff I was looking at and I really wanted to share. So yeah, almost all the stuff on the front's gone. I'm going to get rid of these compacting drawers. In Kappa mode, they don't let you compact as much as you normally can, so they're not as useful as they can be. So yeah, move those out. The Minicio. So I got the Master Infusion Stone. Did I swapped it out for there. And I got that right here. So I got the Master Infusion Stone, which does all the previous infusions, plus it can make Temperio Essence. So I made 38 Temperio Essence. Now, 4 Minicio make 1 Crucio, and so on and so forth, all the way up to Temperio. So 38 Temperio, that took over 60,000 Minicio to make. So I had like 68,000 Minicio. We are down to 2,000 Minicio and 38 Temperio. So that's, I already knew from those recipes, I knew, okay, we're going to need hundreds of thousands of Minicio, if not millions or tens of millions. So, actually looking at the stuff now, it's probably more like hundreds of millions of Minicio to do all the quests. That's just to do the quests, let alone craft what I want to craft. Which, yeah, I don't know how much stuff, yeah. But yeah, so maybe up to 1 billion Minicio. So when I was talking about that storage for the redstone where it can hold 2 billion or 20 billion, yeah, it sounds crazy, but when I say, oh, by the way, we need a couple billion Minicio, it kind of puts into perspective, you know. There are some things that use these crazy amounts. Yeah, so almost finished cleaning it up. A few of these are going to go into these little 4x4s. The icosahedrons will, the spectre stuff will. Slime balls, probably not. Meat will. Coal, I didn't see that one. I've already got a thing for coal, so I need to move that over. Bones will. So there's quartz blocks. No, they'll get their own thing. Leather will. This graphite will. Glass balls will. And those rods, they can go in the small ones as well. And then the other things, so I'm trying to keep it ingots and kind of ingot related stuff on the front here, and then the other stuff can go on the back. So things like the slime balls and all the mob drop stuff, like those charged creeper essence things, catalyzing glands, rib bones, all that sort of stuff. But things like the redstone alloy, that will move over to the front. And then we've got this here. So what this does is my bone meal thing. So I've put a slave here, controller slave. So what that is it's a draw controller like that, but it's a slave to that one. So it's only used to put stuff in and pull stuff out. It can't set drawers and stuff itself. So it's a lot lighter on the server. It creates less lag having these than having the draw controllers, but you still need one draw controller to control the whole thing. But then these things are kind of like input-output things. So we've got that, and then we've got the crafter, which has set up the bone meal recipe. So as I said, bag of bone meal turns into 9 bone meal. A bone turns into 3 bone meal. It's got that there, and it's buffering the bone meal. And whenever it needs some, it gets requested and crafts some more. So I've got that working there. Unfortunately, I've set it up. It's kind of in a temporary thing. I don't know what my strategy is here, whether there's going to be multiple kind of crafting things set up coming off this or what. So whether we make a section out here, probably will actually, because at the moment that dimensional transceiver is in front of the storage drawer, blocking the use of it. So that leads me to the tree farm. So I set up all the bone meal stuff after finally doing all the seeds and getting all the stuff set up for the dimensional transceivers, and then doing the master infusion stone, which would get me the vibrant alloy seeds, which would then let me craft a crafter and things like that, blah blah blah. I was finally able to set it up to feed bone meal into the farm, and funny thing, it still went crap. It didn't make enough wood to keep up with the demand, just for crop sticks. So I was getting nothing when I wanted some wood to do crafting. I had none unless I turned off the diesel generator and stuff and waited for some wood to build up so I can grab it. So what I did instead was I looked up how to create fast tree farms, and I watched a whole bunch of videos and looked into a whole bunch of different things. Some things which are really interesting that I've never seen anyone use in Project Ozone, but some of these things are like really easy to get right from the get-go, so I don't know why people aren't using them, whether they must know they exist, but they just probably don't know how to use them, because they can be quite complicated, I guess. So one of the things is these turtles, which are from Computercraft, which is another one kind of like that RedNet thing from Wine Factory Reloaded. So if we go back to the turtle, wireless turtle, no, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, here we go. For some reason the recipes are all messed up. So a turtle is a computer in a chest surrounded in iron. Sounds complicated, right? A computer? Well, the computer is stone with a piece of redstone in the middle and glass. I believe I've created a computer for something before anyway. And then what these things are, then you add your utilities on the side, kind of thing. Now what turtles are, they're basically a computer. They're basically a computer running DOS. You right click on them, you get a terminal, you can type commands, and you program them. So it looks like it's kind of like Perl, which makes sense because they're called turtles after Perl. It's a computer programming thing, I won't go into it. Suffice to say, you just write programs and these turtles obey your commands. So you tell them, move here, rotate this many degrees, do this, do that. So their capabilities mainly are restricted by how good you are at programming them. As far as I can tell, I don't know exactly what their capabilities are other than interacting with the world. So I don't know if I could program one to go and craft stuff for me. That would be awesome if I could. I don't know if they've got like internal inventories that they can do stuff with items, go pick things up from chests and move them around. Again, that would be cool. That might be a cool challenge to actually go through a playthrough where you have to do everything via turtle or RedNet controller and stuff like that. Anyway, getting sidetracked again like I usually do. So that and the harvesters that we're using for the plants over there, using those to cut down trees, and they both look slow. Like they looked as slow as what I'm doing here. So I was like, this isn't going to do. I was looking for a solution where I would get like 1,000 wood an hour or something. So I decided, well, why not just scale it up? These are the basic farming stations. They're not the agricraft farming stations that I use over there. So they're not nearly as expensive to make. So I made a couple more. And when I was putting them down, I was remembering that there are different types of soil that you can put stuff onto. So if I search soil, slimy mud. So there's fertile soil, which is not the one I went with, but I think, is it fertile dirt is the one I went with? No. Fertilized. Yeah, fertilized dirt, which uses bone meal, rotten flesh, surrounding dirt. There should be... Oh, there's a Britannia red-stringed nutrifier. Okay, interesting. There is another one. I can't remember. It's search dirt. Yeah, this garden soil is another one, which I think has accelerated growth on it. So, yeah, it might be worth replanting the garden with this stuff. With one of these things, I might actually look up and see whether they're all work the same or whether there's differences. This one's pretty easy. Well, they're all pretty easy to craft. But yeah, so I put in fertilized dirt instead of normal dirt. They are all being fed bone meal as well, and they're using it. I started out with like 700 bone meal bags and 10,000 bones. I think I'm down to 2,000 bones and like 10 bone meal bags left. So it's using it, it's good. The thing that's happening now is they run out of power because they use power to harvest the trees, and it's going quick enough that they run out of their internal buffer. But I have almost 12,000 wood here now, and that's with the crop sticks all running, so I'm very happy with that. I think it's complete overkill. Probably 2 would have been fine, but I already made 3. So, and I put all the torches on the outside because light helps the trees grow as well. As you can see, the trees grow pretty damn good. So yeah, so that's feeding me a whole lot of wood because it used about 10,000 wood to create those upgrades as well. So yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it without the tree farm upgrade. At the moment we're doing the vibrant seeds. I can't remember if I've put any more down. I can actually turn on the steel seeds. I believe I finished off some seeds or something. There was certainly electrum. I made electrum. I don't think I've planted any electrum. That's electrotine, dark steel. No. So I haven't planted the electrum yet. One of the other things I did here was I set up 2 Looniums because these pools were completely full. Now you can see they have sucked all of the mana out of it. So on my to-do list now is putting in the 2nd Gormillis like I've been meaning to. So do that, and what you see, I've put a raised platform around, put the 2 Looniums there, and we've got a vacuum chest in the middle because probably won't see it because there won't be enough mana. When they first started out, they started spawning items like crazy, but they'll spawn items around them just in the world, and the vacuum chest will then suck those items up as it comes. What I did have to do, because they're feeding from these pools, they're within range. Well, they're within range of these 2 pools on the end, and as you can see, I've added a room, so I've added a dominant augment to this pool. It basically does opposite of the recessive one that we added here. So the recessive one tries to get rid of its mana to any other sparks, and this one tries to grab mana from all the other sparks. So because this is the one that's in reach of the flowers, if I didn't have this, it would just use the mana in there, and then these ones would stay full, and that would be fine. Where did the string come from? Was that the Looniums that just gave me that? Anyway, so set that up, set up a chest. to let it run, and this is what we've gotten. So one crazy thing is we've got these broadswords. So I don't know. It's probably a junk item. I don't think I can do anything with it. If I equip it, yeah, I think it's probably supposed to be disabled. So yeah, 2 invisible items. But the interesting thing is we're getting items that aren't directly gotten from the loot bags and the mob farm. So I'm happy that I've done this, because it does mean that I'm getting drops that come from dungeon chests and things. So there is a chance that we're going to get generated structures, or at least some other goodies that we haven't been able to drop before. We've got 2 portal guns, and they're actually crafted ones. So it's a potato gun, that's a Peabody gun. So with our normal vanilla portal gun, that means we can create 3 different portals to 3 different places at the moment. Not that I've really utilized that before. And then we've also got these floppy disks, which I believe they're so they come from the same mod that the turtles do. And like this one says Protector. This one's got NSH, this one's got Maze 3D, this one's got Battleship. So I believe if I put those floppy disks into a computer, we could actually like play Battleship or Maze 3D on those computers. Other things we've gotten is we got an enchanted book, which we do not get from the mob system, which is nice because there's some real good books out there, and it means that we can custom make our armor how we want it. Yeah. Other than that, mana in a bottle, which I think is just like a small version of the mana tablet, and some mana steel ingots, which is, yeah, not particularly great at this point. So yeah, heaps of dimlets as well, which is crazy. And which is another thing that we haven't even touched yet, creating the dimensions. So you can create a whole bunch of different dimensions and use these dimlets, and you scan them to see what kind of dimension they'll create. So you can have like a dragon dimension, or a gold dimension, or iron dimension, and then you go there and just this like everything's made of iron blocks kind of thing, so that you can just keep mining iron and stuff. From what I've seen, I haven't actually directly seen much of that stuff. There's just a lot of talking and things at the moment. So yeah, as you can see, these things aren't running out of crop sticks. It's very nice. I know the one up top has, so all I do, because the one up top doesn't automatically get crop sticks, but we just go grab those ones. And we can add them in here. I'll keep going. What? Oh wow, okay. It's already got heaps of seeds. I left that running too long. It's been running while I've been doing the storage system. I wonder if I've got any other seeds to create. I think the next ones I want to do are the Nether Star seeds. Yeah, these are all 10s, aren't they? Except for the ghast seeds. I don't need more ghast seeds. Yeah, the Nether Star seeds require with the skeleton seeds, which require skeleton seeds. So there's a bit of a process to that, so I might start that. Oh, emerald seeds I need to do as well. I might prioritize those actually, and then start setting up some of that, and create another deep storage for emeralds over there, because we're getting emeralds from the mob farm, from the loot bags, and we're getting emerald ore from here. So for our own crafting needs, we should have heaps of emeralds, and then for creating the EMC, we can have all the emeralds down there. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's about it. So, really, I just wanted to show off those Loonium flowers. I'm quite happy with that. What I'll do down there is I'll make a whole bunch of 2x2 storage drawers down there and put most of that stuff in and void it, because yeah, we're getting those things from this one anyway, and we'll so we don't need two sources of like conduit probes and stuff. We don't even need one source of something like that. But yeah, so once that's finished getting cleaned up, the next step would be to process all the ore over here, and then to pipe it through the transceiver over into this system, and then this wall will just be filled with all the different ores. It should be a lot of them. That'll be nice. Once that's done, then finally I can get back to crafting my world interaction upgrades. The reason why I've been prioritizing all this other stuff is because everything's filling up, right? The storage system keeps filling up, so it's like, oh, I got to sort that out. The Loonium system's filling up, so now I got to sort that out. This ore system here is filling up, so now I need to get that done. And then everything wants crop sticks, and there's no wood, so I really need to get the tree farm sorted. So now that I'm getting on top of most of that stuff, then I can start getting back to the things I actually wanted to do, like creating bedrockium and doing the ranches for all the cows and sorting out some more seeds and stuff like that. Yeah. So we're up to 2 septuple cobblestone, which is nice. So we're what, a quarter of the way, a third of the way, about a quarter of the way to 1 octuple, which will get us 1 big rocky ingot. But I'm not too worried about that, because I know that we need to put all those world interaction upgrades in there, and once I do, this thing's going to be like literally 100 times faster. So, and one of the other things I've thought of is we've got all these pipes on this side, but we've got nothing on this side, right? And we can have a pipe going in from here and a pipe going in from here. It doesn't have to just be one side of this block, so I can add, yeah, this thing's going to get really quick. Not the quickest, because the one I've kind of got inspired by is like 2 to 3 times bigger, as big, like goes this way and then goes this way even more. So it's not like crazy, but it should do for our needs. As far as I know, I've never got to a point. I've never, you know, played any of these bedrockium mods and things. So the other thing we need to sort out is the marble stuff, so that we can just get heaps and heaps of that, so I don't have to be waiting for it and things. Yeah, so leave it here, and hopefully I can get all those things done. But I mean, I was just really excited about the Loonium stuff. I don't want to wait. I'm just, yeah, it's cool. I don't know what we could possibly get, you know. I could come in here and look, and it could be something crazy in here. So yeah, it's hard to tell. I might even try and get a third one going. That might be insane if we can get the mana generation going for it. That'd be really good. It's definitely possible. This laser drill, the mob farm. Don't even need to do anything. Just all the gardens, harvesting stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I'll I'll see you next time, hopefully. Oh, no, actually, I won't, because we have 2 legendary bags to open. God, I don't want to forget that. I've been carrying them around my inventory. So, yeah, let's open these. Nether Star, which is actually a really crappy reward at this point. And Chunk Loader is another crappy reward. Oh well. So currently, yeah, when we kill a wither, we get 2 Nether Stars. So yeah, we're certainly not wanting for Nether Stars, especially because we've got the cleaver that does 100% chance to be hitting. Plus now I have a safari net with a skeleton in it, so yeah, it's really trivial to get those now. So what a waste of two legendary bags, but oh well, it is what it is. Keep going. I'll see you next time.